All right. Well, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to our webinar. My name is Bobby Haggard, and I'm one of the consultants here at Trendsoft. We're excited to bring you today's webinar as we share Power BI's wow factors. We believe that we'll be reviewing 4 unique features for decision makers. And as we all know, Power BI is an incredibly powerful reporting and visualization tool. However, sometimes when using it daily, we forget that there may be some nice automation or updates that have been added recently that users may miss or may not even be aware of. So today's webinar, the plan of today's webinar is to quickly review 4 of these features within Power BI, which we think will enable your users to be more efficient, helping them with their data analytics and decision making along the way. Now, before we do, a couple of housekeeping here before we jump in. We went ahead and muted all of the phone lines to try and keep down some of that background noise. If you have a question, which we absolutely encourage, please use the Q&A feature of the Zoom webinar tool. Our team will be monitoring those questions as they come through, and we will either look to answer those throughout the presentation or possibly at the conclusion where we have a Q&A. Additionally, if you're interested in the presentation recording or the slides, just drop your email into the Q&A. We'll know exactly what that means, and we'll be sure to get that sent to you once they become available. All right, with all of the housekeeping stuff out of the way, let's jump right in to the presentation. And we actually have a nice mix of attendees on this webinar. So some that are current clients, some that are potential or future clients to us. And so I thought maybe just a quick introduction into who we are as Trendsoft may make sense. So let's jump right in there.
You can make your business processes simpler and stronger, your people more proactive and more productive. You can make today's opportunity into tomorrow's success with Trendsoft. Business people solving business challenges. Trendsoft has the experience that sets us apart. We're CPAs, MBAs, and software developers who come from the business world, award-winning software providers with practical knowledge about your industry. We can bring a complete cloud solution direct to you, one solution for your entire business. And after more than 25 years of Microsoft knowledge, we're a gold-certified Microsoft ERP partner with proven mastery of Microsoft Dynamics, ready to unlock all it can do for you. That means end-to-end ERP, hosted seamlessly in the cloud. It means customization and integration to help automate and streamline your business processes, and customer dashboards and reporting to give you real-time information and intelligence to guide your decisions. Trendsoft puts the latest technology into custom solutions tailored to your industry, your company, your business needs. It's time to find out just how much we can do for you at Trendsoft.
All right, so as the video said, at Trendsoft, we are business people who come from a diverse business background, and we work hard to solve unique business needs for all types of organizations. We were founded in 1996, and we've since achieved the highest level of Microsoft certification available, being recognized as a gold certified Microsoft ERP partner. And our team has also been recognized by Accounting Today as one of the top 100 VARs or value-added resellers within the industry. Currently have about 200 or so active clients in 17, 18 states at this time. When we talk about support, we do a lot within the Microsoft platform. So we do consider ourselves experts on Microsoft's business platform, and we do all things related to ERP installations, project management, reporting assistance, upgrades, customizations, help desk support, and more. In addition, we have some clients who are Power BI only clients with us, meaning we support their reporting needs, help write reports and visuals and data connectors, but they use another partner for the ERP system or other Microsoft products that they need support with. Additionally, I always like to point out, we have a sister company called Trendox that has developed a document management software that can handle all of your accounts payable automation needs, document workflow, image capture, scanning, storage, and more. And so the Trendox team has a package of Power BI reports as well, which can be utilized with their solution as well. All right, so with that quick introduction into who we are as Trendsoft and what we do, I plan to hand things over to Colin Sheehan to lead us through a quick introduction of some of these Power BI wow factors. And so let me give a quick intro for Colin. So Colin wears a couple different hats here for us at Trendsoft. He's both a developer and a consultant on our Business Central and Power BI solutions. And so I'm excited to bring Colin on to the webinar to show your team, show you guys a couple of the wow factors within Power BI. Colin, I'll let you take it from here.
Thank you, Bobby, and hello to everyone. My name is Colin Sheehan, and I am a software and Power BI developer here at Trinsoft, and I'm very excited to share with you some of the coolest features in Power BI that I get to use every day, and hopefully you will want to as well. A little bit about me. I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky, and recently moved to Lexington with my fiance, but I am no stranger to the area. I graduated with a BS in accounting from the University of Kentucky in 2019, then went on to the University of Louisville, where I graduated with an MBA and a certificate of managerial analytics in 2022. Before coming to Trinsoft 8 months ago, I worked mainly in accounting as a financial analyst for UPS, and then as a senior tax auditor for the Louisville Metro Revenue Commission before making the career switch to a field in technology. Now, before I begin, for those of you who may not be too familiar with Power BI, it is a Microsoft program and a powerful tool for data aggregation and displaying data. And it can also provide some additional insights that may otherwise not be evident in tools like Tableau or SQL or even Excel. And if you want to know more about Power BI, we do have some previous webinars that we would be happy to send your way. And Microsoft also has some great documentation. So let's look at a quick agenda for this presentation. First, we are going to be using artificial intelligence in your Power BI reports to ask questions of your data and getting useful responses. Then we'll have an overview of the Power BI mobile app and how to optimize Power BI reports for a better mobile viewing experience. And that will be followed by accessing reports with the mobile app by scanning a QR code or a barcode, and I will show you how to create those in the Power BI service. And lastly, we are going to be live streaming data with Microsoft Forms and Microsoft Power Automate to automatically refresh a data set in Power BI and cut out the sometimes very time-consuming and arduous refresh cycles. So with that, let's get into the presentation. We are going to begin with one of the hottest topics in the technology world right now, and our first wow feature, which is artificial intelligence. Let's get started. So the sample data for this presentation has been provided by Contoso, which is a fictional company that Microsoft created for presentations like this. So artificial intelligence is available to all Power BI users through their Q&A feature, which was released in 2019. And I know the thought of using artificial intelligence can be intimidating at first, but it's actually much easier to use than one might think, especially in Power BI. So we see here a standard sales overview dashboard for Contoso on the top half of the screen. But what I really want to draw your attention to is at the bottom left corner of the report. We see this text box and a bar graph underneath it. Now, what is that? I'll let you in on a little secret. I did not create this graph. Artificial intelligence did. So you'll see I typed top customer states by total price sum into the text box, and it gave me the top 10 customer states from the customer table and the total price from the sales table. And you might be thinking, how did it know that you wanted sales? You didn't tell it that you wanted sales. Well, even though I didn't explicitly say that I wanted sales, Power BI has been able to teach certain behaviors to their AI through what they call synonyms. And there are many standard synonyms that Power BI has included, and you can also create your own to fit your specific report or industry. So you can find synonyms by clicking on this gear and then go to field synonyms. And in this case, I told Power BI's AI that for this report, if I say anything about total price, which is how it shows up in the data set, that is going to be synonymous with sales. So you come down here to sales, and you see the term sales. I added price and total price. So whenever these show up, the AI knows it's going to be synonymous with sales. And you can do that for all sorts of things, like customer can also be patron or user or purchaser. But when you are satisfied with the results of your QA feature, you click this button between the text box and the gear, and that will turn your QA result into a standard visual. So see now it is a clustered bar chart. So now let's create a new AI visual together. Simply move the cursor anywhere on the report where there is white space or no visuals and double click. And immediately the Q&A box will pop up with suggestions based on your data set for different visuals. And another way to get there is also in the visualizations tab. You'll see here this thought bubble. That's also another way to get to the Q&A feature. But say you don't want any of these suggestions, the AI is still getting better, but you can ask it anything you want. So let's do a couple questions based off of the data set that we have up here. So it looks like Contoso sells like technology hardware in these states. So let's ask it, what are our cell phone sales in California? And just like that, autofills, it gives us every order number for every sale that we have had in California, along with the quantity, the total price, and it shows us a table right now. But what if we want a bar graph? So certain keywords will help push the AI towards more of what you want. And so we can tell it we want sales by city in Texas. And by sending it the word by, it will tell us that we want to compare some data. So this shows us all the cities in Texas that we have sales in, showing Houston at the top. And this the AI is also predictive, so it'll give us a result before we're done typing sometimes. So for an example of that, we do quantity of computer sales, and see it gives us a card right away. But what if we want more information? We can tell it we want to compare some data by saying by store. And just like that, we have all the locations that we've sold our products. And that's another beautiful thing about Power BI. It's that you don't even need to really know how to use Power BI to be successful with it. Anyone can tell a data set what they want and get something useful. The key is to be as specific as possible and try to use the data set specific language and make use of the synonyms feature. But every day, these questions can get more and more complex as the AI gets smarter. And now I want to show you all our second wow feature, which is the Power BI mobile app. For this demonstration of the Power BI mobile app, I will be using my iPhone 14 Plus, so this will be the iOS version, but rest assured the Android version is very similar. And to download the Power BI mobile app, simply go to the App Store or Google Play Store and search Power BI. It should be the very first thing that comes up. And once downloaded, open the app and it will prompt you to sign in with your Microsoft account, or if you've already logged in with your Microsoft 365 account elsewhere on that device, like Teams or Outlook, it should ask you if you want to use that account. Okay, so the app's open, and if you've used the Power BI service or online version of Power BI, you'll notice that the layout is similar, but a little more compact for a phone view. And anything that you have permission to view in the Power BI service, you'll have permission to see here. In the header, you have tabs for quick access, metrics, activity, the ability to search for a report, and there's also a camera icon, which we are going to come back to in just a second. Then on the home screen, we have our frequents for the reports that we view the most, our recents, the recommended reports, and all of these are horizontally scrollable. Then at the bottom of the screen, you'll see some links, including the home screen, which we just looked at, favorites for the easy access to any report. You have starred online or in the app. Then you have your apps, your workspaces, and more, including notifications. Now let's see how a report can be viewed in the app. And we're going to navigate to our favorites tab. And the first thing you're going to notice are the icons on the left. The blue icons are just a standard column graph, and those reports have not been optimized for mobile viewing just yet, while the purple icons with a phone towards the bottom have been optimized for mobile viewing. And I'm going to show you the difference right now. So let's go with our cash flows report pack. And this is one of our standard reports available for purchase that can help your company manage cash inflows and outflows and to better understand where your cash is going. And this is a great report to view on the desktop, but it has not been optimized for mobile viewing. It's a little small, and you can turn it to landscape mode, and it'll look a little better, but it's still just not great for a phone screen. Now, on the other hand, we have another one of our standard reports, the manufacturing report pack. And this has been optimized for mobile viewing. And you'll see it definitely flows a little better, and it still maintains all the functionality, like clicking a pick number in your list, and it will show you what shelves the items are on in your warehouse, thanks to our custom-made warehouse floor plans. Now, remember that camera icon in the home screen of the mobile app? It actually serves a very important purpose, and we'll look at one of them right now. You can actually use the camera on your device to open reports. Keep in mind that the user will still need permission to view this report, but opening the camera function on the app and pointing it at a QR code can create the Power BI in the Power BI service. You can instantly access a report, and it's so easy to use. So we're just going to click on the camera here. And point that at a QR code. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how to make these in just a second. And there's our report, our expense management report pack that has been optimized for mobile viewing. So let's see how to make a Power BI report mobile friendly. So let's look at the Power BI desktop version of our expense management report pack. And we're going to go up here to view, this top tab. And then down here in our choices, click on mobile layout. So this is going to bring up a phone for us and a grid for us to see exactly how it's going to look on the Power BI app. And you can see here, I forgot my filters. All of the visuals that you create will show up over here and populate this area. And then all you have to do is simply drag and drop them and easily style them. And that'll make your report complete. Then you will want to click on the mobile layout again. This will save it for you. And then to make sure you can see it on the Power BI app, you're going to hit publish and make sure that it shows up in the Power BI service. And mobile viewing and a mobile-friendly viewing experience is crucial to being able to access your data from anywhere more effectively. We're not always going to be at our desk, and we're not always going to have our laptop on us, but 99% of the time, we will have our phones on us, and this way we can access our data more easily, have more control over it. Now, as promised, here's how to make a QR code in Power BI. I'll be using our expense management report pack for this demonstration, specifically the potential savings page. And now with that report open in Power BI service, we're going to come up here to the left top corner and click on File. On the drop-down, here's Generate a QR code. Give that a click, and instantly we have a scannable link for viewing this report that we can also download and use as needed. And there are so many great use cases for QR codes. One that I find the most interesting are in production facilities. So QR codes can be placed on each machine or on every shelf holding supplies, and you can see how much that machine has put out today or how much inventory is on each shelf just by pointing a camera at it. Now, we're going to be switching gears a little bit, and we're going to be looking at our fourth wow factor of Power BI, which is live streaming data using Power BI, Power Automate, and Microsoft Forms. So we're now going to create a simple data flow to update our Power BI report whenever we get a response from a form. So just a quick FYI, this has to be done in Power BI service. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to a workspace. In this case, I am going to be using our Business Central Report Packs workspace, and we're going to click on New in the top left. It's going to bring up a drop-down and go all the way down to the bottom and click on Streaming Dataset. It's going to bring up three choices for you. I'm going to be using API. We could also use Azure, which we could connect directly with your company's Business Central data, and we'd be happy to demonstrate that at a later date. But for now, I'm just going to click on API and hit Next. So give your data set a name. I'm going to be using the Power BI survey, so I'm going to call it that. And then I expect ratings to come back, so I'm going to call it ratings and give it the data type number. And you'll see we already have a sample JSON object down here. And then we're going to turn on historic data analysis and click Create. So now we have our data set for data to flow to in Power BI. Let's go to Microsoft Forms, where I've created a sample survey by clicking on New Form and going through these prompts. It's very simple, just a quick one-question survey. How would you rate your Power BI skills? Scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. And now we need to connect this form to our data set with Power Automate. This way that responses send directly to the Power BI report. And there's a ton of things that you can do with Power Automate, enough for another entire webinar. And there's tons of native connectors that make it very easy to work with, including the one that we'll be using for this example, which is a template for adding rows to a data set in Power BI after approval on Microsoft Forms. Now, when we click try, we see a flow chart for us to give instructions to, and we will tell Power Automate that when our form gets submitted, take the data from the response, send it to me for approval, and then upon approval, add that row to the data set that I specified, the Power BI responses data set. And now let's click try, or click save, and try it out. How would you rate your Power BI skills? I'm going to give myself a 5. Submit that. And then when you submit this, it's going to send you a Teams notification for approval. See, I just got it right there. Approve that really quick. And we're going to come over here to this Power BI data set, or this Power BI report. And so just very quick, it's just the 3 technologies that we used, a column or a bar chart with the ratings, rating percentage, and then we have the 5-star ratings, response count, and the average response. When I refresh this page, I expect these 3 numbers to change, all to go up, another 5-star rating to happen in the bar chart, and another 5-star rating in the pie chart. Let's see how that works. And it works, and we have been able to avoid having to refresh our data set. And that'll bring us to the end of our demonstration. I hope you enjoyed the presentation of some of the coolest features in Power BI. We have really only scratched the surface for some of these wow features, but today we learned how to use artificial intelligence in Power BI reports to ask questions of your data and getting useful responses, how to use the Power BI mobile app, and how to optimize Power BI reports for a better mobile viewing experience, then accessing those reports with the mobile app by scanning a QR code, and how to generate them. And lastly, we learned how to stream data with Microsoft Forms and Microsoft Power Automate to save time refreshing our data set. I want to thank you all again for joining us today. I hope to speak with all of you again about Power BI in the future, and I will be here to answer any questions you have. And with that, I will turn it back over to Bobby. Thanks, y'all.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Colin. Appreciate that. It's certainly helpful to have that overview and see the insight into some of these cool new wow features within Power BI. And so with that, I'm actually going to invite Colin onto the webinar. Hey, Colin, thanks for joining. This is a great opportunity to ask any questions. So I know that there may have been a question or two dropped in, and we may have answered that. Again, if you want have a question either about the webinar that we viewed today or just Power BI in general, please drop that into the Q&A and we'll get that answered. Also, if you would like a copy of the video recording and presentation slides, drop your email into the Q&A and we'll be sure to get those answered. So now, Colin, while we give people a minute to enter those questions, just a couple of questions that I had kind of throughout the presentation. So, you mentioned you use the desktop version of Power BI for the AI, the artificial intelligence demo. Can you do that with the online version as well?
Yes, you can. Sometimes functionality can be limited going from the Power BI desktop to the Power BI service. But as long as you have a pro license to create visuals in the online version, you'll be able to use that Q&A AI feature.
Okay, great. And then one other question that popped up around the Power BI mobile app. Is it free to download, or is there a license that we have to have associated with that? What's the requirements around the mobile app?
So the mobile app is free to download from the App Store or the Google Play Store. And if you are only using it to consume a report, you will not need a paid license. You can just use the free one. However, if you want to subscribe to reports or distribute them to others, you will need at least a pro license.
Okay, perfect. Again, if you have a question, absolutely drop that into the Q&A. We will get that answered. Just referencing back there, looks like one person sent a question in about the QR codes. If those still work when you print them out, I guess on the paper or something.
Yes, after you create the QR code, you can click on the download button, and that will produce a JPEG, which can be printed and will still have all the same functionality with the device's camera.
Okay, perfect. All right, and then one other question that came through was around live streaming of data with Power BI. Are there other use cases for that? Some other examples?
Oh, there are tons of use cases for live streaming data. I tried to keep this one a little short and simple for the sake of the webinar, but there's a lot of cool other features that can be used with that. For instance, gaming companies will use Power BI to see how many active users are currently using their platform. You can get live customer feedback. You can get stock prices, up to the minute inventory. You can see social media feeds. And you can even create a live scoreboard for March Madness scores if you want to do that by connecting that to ESPN. So a lot of cool stuff you can do.
Sign me up for that here starting tomorrow or Thursday. Well, perfect. Well, appreciate that. And I saw a couple other questions come through about the recording. Again, if you have that recording, just drop your email in. We'll get that sent out to you. No problem. One person has asked, what is the name of the mobile app for them to download? Is it just Power BI mobile app? You know,
you can search Power BI in the App Store or Google Play Store, and it should be the first thing on there.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions. So Colin, certainly appreciate you jumping on to help answer those questions and to go through the walkthrough with us. Before we log off, just a couple of follow-ups for you. I did want to quickly point out for everyone, the Trendsoft does have several pre-built Power BI report packages. You know, our team recognized that companies and organizations often don't have the time to write some of these reports from scratch, and so we actually locked Colin and a couple others in their offices for a couple of weeks and had them build some pre-built report packs. So we have about, I believe it's about 10 or 12 pre-built report packs for different modules of the ERP system. And so each report pack has a couple of different reports or dashboards that are included that we'd be happy to review and go over those with you. The other nice thing is a lot of our clients have taken these base report packs and then modified them to fit maybe some additional suggestions or requirements that they had. The nice thing, these report packs are just a one-time fee. So each report pack itself is $2,000. We are running a special. If you want 6 of these report packs, you can have it for $10,000. So kind of get 6, pay for 5 deal that we have going on there. So again, if you have any interest in any of these report packs, just get in touch with me and we'll be sure to get those sent your way as well. All right, and then a couple of next steps here, a couple of homework for you guys. So first off, again, if you have specific questions that maybe we didn't cover or didn't address on that webinar, take down my information, take down my email, my phone number, and get in touch with me. We'll be happy to get Colin or Nicholas or anyone else on our team involved to help answer those. If you have specific questions around Power BI, hey, Bobby, I want one of those report packs, or hey, we're having issues with this data connection or this visual, et cetera. Let us know. Get in touch with our team. We'll be happy to help get these Power BI reports built for you guys. And then secondly, give us a follow on Trendsoft. We are on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter. We have a very active blog as well on our website that we're constantly updating and posting new information around Power BI, around ERP, around Azure and data management and migration. And so give us a follow. I think that would be a good follow for you guys. All right, with that, we have wrapped up the webinar. Just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has attended the webinar today. Thank you for the questions, the interaction. We certainly appreciate it. And again, if there are any questions moving forward, please don't hesitate to reach out. With that, we'll wrap things up and hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Thank you, guys.